Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we're diving into an often misunderstood topic, flirting. For many men, flirting feels like a guessing game, relying on cheesy pickup lines or surface-level compliments. But in reality, attraction isn't about tricks or luck. It's about confidence, emotional intelligence, and the ability to build a genuine connection. In this video, we're exploring 7 powerful flirting techniques that aren't just effective. They're rooted in Stoic principles and psychological research. These methods will help you project calm confidence, create real connections, and avoid the common mistakes that turn flirting into something awkward or forced, rather than a natural, engaging interaction. Whether you're looking to improve your social skills or deepen your understanding of attraction, stick around until the end, because mastering these techniques will change how you approach flirting forever. Number 1. The magnetic power of humor in attraction. Humor is one of the most powerful tools in any social interaction. It instantly breaks tension, builds rapport, and creates an emotional connection. A man who can make a woman laugh isn't just entertaining. He exudes confidence, intelligence, and social awareness, qualities that are naturally attractive. Laughter makes interactions feel effortless and dissolves barriers that might otherwise make a conversation feel stiff or awkward. When a man uses humor effectively, he signals that he's comfortable with himself, present in the moment, and capable of turning even ordinary exchanges into something enjoyable and memorable. A man who understands how to use humor shows emotional intelligence. He knows timing, tone, and how to read the room. A well-placed joke can instantly turn a typical interaction into something captivating. If a woman laughs around you, she feels good in your presence, and that feeling is what sticks. That's why humor is such a powerful tool in attraction. It builds positive emotional associations, making her want to spend more time with you. On the other hand, a man who takes himself too seriously or avoids humor altogether may come across as rigid, self-conscious, or overly concerned with how he appears. But using humor isn't about memorizing jokes. It's about reading the moment and responding in a way that keeps the conversation engaging. Playful exaggeration can turn a simple topic into something fun. If she mentions loving coffee, you might respond with, "So you're single-handedly keeping the coffee industry alive?" Adding a playful twist that sparks a smile. Self-deprecating humor, when used in moderation, can also make you relatable while showing confidence. Saying something like, "I tried cooking once. My smoke alarm still hasn't forgiven me," shows that you can laugh at yourself without coming across as insecure. Understanding and mirroring her humor style strengthens the connection even more. If she enjoys witty banter, playfully teasing her keeps the vibe light and flirtatious. If she's more into observational humor, make amusing comments about things happening around you to create shared laughter. However, sarcasm should be used with caution. While it can be effective when both people get the joke, it can come across as dismissive or harsh if misinterpreted. The goal is to keep things light, warm, and playful. Ultimately, humor is more than just entertainment. It's a reflection of your social intelligence and emotional resilience. Women are naturally drawn to men who make them feel good, and laughter is one of the strongest emotional experiences you can create in a conversation. A man who can keep a woman laughing doesn't just make a good impression. He makes the interaction feel effortless, enjoyable, and full of positive energy. And when she associates those feelings with you, she won't just be attracted, she'll remember you. Number 2. The art of playful teasing in attraction. There's a fine line between playful teasing and being rude or arrogant. When done right, teasing creates excitement, intrigue, and chemistry. It's a subtle way to communicate confidence while making the interaction dynamic and engaging. Women are drawn to men who don't immediately pedestalize them, who challenge them just enough to keep things interesting. A man who can tease well understands how to balance warmth with just the right amount of resistance, making her intrigued and entertained. Teasing works because it disrupts predictable patterns. Most men, especially when attracted to a woman, fall into the trap of excessive compliments and eager agreement. While validation has its place, overuse can make interactions dull and uninspired. Playful teasing, on the other hand, adds an element of mystery and unpredictability. When a woman boasts about a skill, instead of reacting with admiration, saying, "I'll believe it when I see it," introduces a lighthearted challenge. If she playfully accuses you of being a troublemaker, responding with, "Oh, you have no idea," builds curiosity and playful tension. This dynamic keeps the energy fun, making her want to continue the conversation. However, teasing should always be lighthearted and never mean-spirited. The goal is to create excitement, not discomfort. A good tease should feel like an inside joke between the two of you, making her smile rather than feel defensive. It should never attack something personal or sensitive. If she's wearing a unique outfit, a comment like, "I see you're trying to make a fashion statement," bold move, "I respect it," can spark a playful exchange without being insulting. The key is to read her reactions. If she laughs and engages back, you're on the right track. But if she looks confused or uncomfortable, it's a sign to recalibrate and shift gears. What makes teasing especially compelling is that it communicates a level of self-assuredness. A man who teases well signals that he isn't trying too hard to impress. He's not afraid to challenge her. In doing so, he naturally positions himself as someone she needs to win over rather than vice versa. Women are drawn to men who have standards, men who are selective about whom they invest their time and energy in. Teasing reinforces this by creating a playful push-pull dynamic, making her work just a little harder for your approval. Attraction isn't just about looks or status, it's about the emotions you create. Playful teasing adds an element of excitement and tension, making interactions more memorable. It turns simple conversations into a game where both people are invested in keeping the exchange going. A man who understands this isn't just interesting, he becomes irresistible. Number 3, the subtle art of mirroring in attraction. Attraction isn't just about words, it's about the silent language that unfolds between two people. One of the most potent yet unnoticed techniques in social dynamics is mirroring. This natural, subconscious behavior occurs when two individuals feel a sense of connection, and their body language, tone, and gestures begin to align without conscious effort. When used correctly, mirroring creates a deep sense of rapport, making interactions flow effortlessly and leaving the other person with the unshakable feeling that they are truly understood. Behavioral psychology has long studied the impact of mirroring, revealing that trust and attraction significantly increase when someone subtly reflects another person's posture, movements, or speech patterns. This happens because mirroring signals similarity, a fundamental element in human bonding. People are naturally drawn to those who seem familiar, those who make them feel at ease. When a man mirrors a woman's subtle gestures, such as tilting his head slightly when she does, adjusting his speaking rhythm to match hers, or adopting a similar relaxed posture, he creates an unspoken bridge of understanding. But mirroring is not about mimicking. Forced or exaggerated mirroring feels artificial and can have the opposite effect, making an interaction seem manipulative rather than natural. The key is subtlety. When done effortlessly, mirroring makes a conversation feel like moving in perfect harmony, with each person naturally feeding off the other's energy. A woman who experiences this unspoken synchronicity often finds herself more engaged, even if she cannot pinpoint why she feels so drawn into the interaction. Beyond body language, mirroring extends to micro-synchronization, the barely noticeable yet powerful alignments in tone, pacing, and even small unconscious gestures. A slight lean forward when she leans in, a soft nod at the right moment, or a gentle smile that matches hers can reinforce a sense of closeness. Studies show that people who experience mirroring are more likely to perceive the interaction as warm, comfortable, and deeply connected. Even in high-stakes situations like negotiations or interviews, mirroring has been shown to increase persuasive power and create a sense of camaraderie. Mastering the art of mirroring requires presence and attentiveness. A fully engaged man, genuinely listening and responding to the flow of conversation, will naturally begin to synchronize with the woman he's speaking to. This effortless alignment fosters an invisible but undeniable bond, making her feel seen, heard, and understood. When a woman feels this way, attraction is no longer a conscious choice. It becomes an instinctive pull she cannot easily resist. Number 4. Flipping the script. The power of making her chase. Attraction isn't just about pursuing. It's about creating a dynamic where she feels compelled to invest in the interaction. People naturally value what isn't easily attained, and women are no exception. You spark curiosity and intrigue when you subtly reverse the traditional dynamic and make her feel like she's the one doing the chasing. Instead of constantly proving your worth, you shift the energy, positioning yourself as the one who needs to be won over. This makes the interaction feel fresh, exciting, and different from the predictable pattern of a man seeking a woman's approval. One of the most effective ways to do this is by playfully challenging her, making her feel like she needs to earn your interest. A phrase like, "You seem dangerous. Should I be worried?" instantly reframes the conversation. It places her in the position of proving herself to you. When she teases you, instead of reacting with excessive enthusiasm, respond with a smirk and say, "My mom warned me about girls like you, too charming for their own good." These kinds of interactions subtly shift the dynamic, making her feel like she has to impress you, which naturally fuels attraction. This taps into a psychological principle called investment. The more effort someone puts into something, the more they value it. When a woman feels like she has to work, even slightly, to get your attention, she becomes more engaged in the interaction. This doesn't mean being cold or distant. It means showing confidence. Number 5. The silent power of eye contact in attraction. Before words are spoken and gestures are made, a glance can ignite curiosity, create intrigue, and lay the foundation for attraction. Eye contact is one of the most powerful tools in human interaction. It is subtle, yet profound, revealing confidence, playfulness, and an unspoken connection. A man who knows how to use his eyes with intent exudes a magnetic presence, drawing people in without effort. Psychological studies show that prolonged eye contact stimulates the release of dopamine, a neurotransmitter associated with pleasure and attraction. When a man holds a woman's gaze just long enough to create tension before looking away, it triggers an instinctive response. She becomes more invested in the moment, wondering what he's thinking. In a world where words are often overused or misinterpreted, the ability to communicate confidence through eye contact sets a man apart. He doesn't need to prove himself with excessive talking or forced charm. His presence alone commands attention. But mastering eye contact is an art. Holding it too long can feel aggressive or uncomfortable. Looking away too soon can signal insecurity or disinterest. The key is balance, locking eyes just long enough to create an unspoken tension, then breaking away at the perfect moment. A slight smirk adds an extra layer of playfulness, making it clear that he controls the interaction. This kind of nonverbal communication sparks intrigue and leaves her wanting to know more, is its ability to build anticipation. When a man engages with his gaze but doesn't reveal everything at once, he creates a sense of mystery. He's not seeking approval. He's simply present, observing, and inviting her into the moment. This presence makes her lean in, more engaged, eager to decode the silent message behind his expression. A confident man understands that attraction isn't about chasing, it's about drawing people in. And eye contact is one of the most effortless tools in his arsenal. Beyond attraction, eye contact builds trust and emotional depth. When a man maintains steady eye contact, it signals emotional intelligence and genuine attentiveness. It shows he's truly in the moment, not distracted, not self-conscious. This kind of presence makes every interaction feel more intimate, more meaningful. When a man finds the balance between confidence, intrigue, and playfulness in his gaze, he leaves an impression that lingers. The most captivating men know their presence alone is enough. They don't rely on excessive words, flashy gestures, or approval-seeking behavior. They let the silent language of eye contact do the work. And when a woman gets drawn in by his gaze, she's already invested, before a single word is even spoken. Number 6, the art of push and pull in attraction. Attraction thrives on tension, and few dynamics are as powerful as push and pull. It's the emotional dance between presence and detachment. One moment, she feels your full attention. The next, she wonders if she still has it. This unpredictability keeps her hooked, mentally replaying every interaction. The push comes first, a subtle resistance that shows you're not easily won over. Maybe it's a teasing comment, a smirk, or a playful withdrawal. "You're way too charming," you say with a grin. "I should probably keep my distance." It's not rejection, it's a challenge, a spark, and it sets the stage for the pull. That warm smile, the slight lean in, the compliment that catches her off guard. But I have to admit, your energy is addictive. That contrast, first distance then connection, creates emotional momentum. It turns the interaction into something thrilling, something memorable. Because when a woman feels like she hasn't quite figured you out, she stays curious. And curiosity is the beginning of obsession. Push and pull works because attraction fades with predictability. If she feels like she already has you, the mystery dies. But when there's uncertainty, when she's not sure what's next, she becomes emotionally invested. Her mind replays the moment. She starts to wonder what you're thinking, even when you're not around. But balance is everything. Push too hard, and you seem cold. Pull too much, and you become just another guy seeking approval. The secret lies in rhythm, playful resistance met with occasional warmth. It's not about games, it's about emotional dynamics. And when a conversation feels like that, she won't want it to end. Number 7, the subtle art of touch and its influence on attraction. Touch is one of the most powerful tools in human connection, and yet, it's the most overlooked. It bypasses logic and speaks directly to the emotional brain. creating chemistry without saying a word. Studies show that touch is interpreted with surprising accuracy, making it a key element in building attraction, comfort, and connection. But the most effective touch is subtle and timed perfectly. A gentle hand on her back as you guide her through a crowd. A brief touch on the arm during a laugh. These micro-movements speak volumes. They say, "I'm confident. I'm present. I'm comfortable in my skin." And that is deeply attractive. Touch should never feel forced. It's not about control. It's about awareness. Reading the moment, noticing her body language, sensing her energy. When done right, it feels natural, seamless, like an extension of the conversation itself. It's not the touch that matters most. It's the feeling it leaves behind, as though it belongs in the moment. A simple rule to remember is the 5 to 15 rule, aiming for at least 5 light, natural touches within a 15-minute conversation. These touches should be subtle and momentary, just enough to create warmth without crossing into discomfort. A playful high five, a brief touch on the arm during a shared laugh, or a light guiding touch as you walk together all help establish a sense of connection. The different zones of intimacy also affect how touch is received. Hands are the most straightforward and neutral area. High fives, a brief clasp during a joke, or a quick touch while emphasizing a point create a playful familiarity. Though more intimate, the hips can be introduced naturally as a guiding touch when navigating through a crowded space. The head is the most personal. A gentle brush of hair away from her face or a playful tap during a teasing moment can leave a lasting impression. When applied correctly, touch fosters a sense of trust and chemistry, allowing interactions to flow easily. It's never about possession or dominance. It's about signaling warmth and presence. A man who masters the art of subtle touch doesn't force connection. He invites it, allowing attraction to develop naturally in a way that feels effortless and organic. Flirting isn't about memorizing clever lines or putting on a performance. It's about confidence, emotional intelligence, and creating a natural, engaging connection. When done right, it feels effortless, not forced. The 7 techniques we've explored, humor, playful teasing, mirroring, role reversal, eye contact, the push-pull dynamic, and subtle touch, are not just strategies, but fundamental elements of human connection. Each one taps into deep psychological triggers that make interactions more exciting, meaningful, and memorable. Attraction isn't built through desperation or over-eagerness, but through self-assuredness and presence. When you bring humor into a conversation, you lower social barriers and instantly make the interaction more enjoyable. When you tease playfully, you introduce a light-hearted challenge that keeps the dynamic engaging. Mirroring fosters subconscious trust and connection, while role reversal shifts the usual power dynamic, making the other person more invested. Eye contact creates an unspoken bond, and the push-pull technique maintains emotional excitement and intrigue. Finally, a subtle, well-timed touch reinforces warmth and connection in a way that words simply can't. The key takeaway? Flirting isn't about seeking validation. It's about expressing your authentic self in a way that draws others in naturally. The most attractive individuals aren't those who try the hardest, but those who are at ease with themselves, projecting confidence without arrogance. As Will Rogers wisely said, "You never get a second chance to make a first impression." When you master these techniques, you won't just capture attention, you'll leave a lasting impact, building connections that go far beyond surface-level attraction. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Have you noticed how certain behaviors naturally increase attraction? Have you used any of these techniques in your own interactions? If so, what results have you seen? Share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more insights on attraction, self-improvement, and the psychology of relationships. See you in the next one.